I'm all in on get a bunch of young guys, let them all grow together.
Hmm.
But I think there's, whether it's the offensive line or maybe even wide receiver, I think there's a real importance and should be a huge priority put on really building a nice infrastructure around Fernando Mendoza.
No, yeah.
Even if it comes at the expense of maybe a younger player, whether it's on the offensive line or bringing in a veteran receiver that could really help make life easier for him quickly, sooner. Because we've seen so many times with young quarterbacks, and I don't know that he's wired to even be affected by this, but that get crushed when they don't have the necessary help early on. I do wonder if there should be a priority on, again, even if it comes at a younger player, maybe bringing in a veteran player at a couple of key positions to really strengthen the infrastructure around Fernando so that he gets off to a good start and has the correct kind of protection and a veteran wide receiver maybe to throw the ball to and hook up with early on in order to build the confidence and really more than anything avoid any of the pitfalls that we've seen some franchises have with some really high drafted pick quarterbacks who got crushed by the experience because they just didn't have the necessary help around them.
Yeah, no, I think that'd be a real interesting thing to do. Like, I love the idea of pairing Fernando possibly with one of his receivers that he had at Indiana, just because of the continuity and everything. But like, it's hard to argue about bringing in a vet because even talking with Ryan Hogue a lot, he talks about how tough it is to be a receiver in the league, and you're really learning, concepts defensively of what they're doing out there, and you have to learn so much about the coverages and the way that they're moving, especially in today's NFL and the way they're disguising. And so, getting a veteran guy that can help Fernando, and show him a little bit of things like, of like, hey, this is what I've seen over the course of my career. I've seen all this stuff develop would be really interesting. I mean, obviously Mike Evans like leads the cream of the crop. I don't think he's leaving Tampa
Yeah,
to come to Vegas. Alec Pierce sounds like he likely won't get out of Indianapolis. Like we'll see what happens there. I think like the shrewd signing on the free agency side of things would be like a Romeo Dobbs.
hmm
Not the most veteran guy, but like a guy that comes from a great organization, So I think that
I
could
would
be
also go
interesting.
knocking on the door of the Jacksonville Jaguars and asking about
Yeah.
Brian Thomas.
That would be an interesting one too. I know he struggled with drops a bit, but like that is a guy whose talent is off the charts. We saw what was it 2 years ago against the Raiders here in Vegas when he just went off. So yeah, that's another thing. I'm real curious to see their approach at receiver, especially with the way Clint used his guys. Like
Would you
how,
bring
how
in a
do
Brandon
they?
Ayuk?
Man, I don't think I would touch that one.
Yeah,
I think this staff, like just looking at Clint and even John Spytek too. I think so many times we've seen the Raiders over the years bring in guys like that. I don't think these guys, these coaching staff, this front office wants another Antonio Brown, and I could just see that being the case with
yeah.
him. The talent is off the charts. Look at the way Shanahan and all them. I don't know if you saw the press conference when they're like, "We've never seen anything like that in football. Like, we don't know what happened in terms of like his whole situation there." I don't think that's something they would invite there. Maybe Jennings is a guy like that they could bring in, like same scheme family. The fit would obviously be there, and that would be again another veteran. That has come in and played really well. Especially he's done really well on third down for the Niners as well. So that's just again going to be another fascinating thing to see. How they go about addressing that